Hey guys, welcome back to MVDBR's professional expert motorcycle reviews. Today we're taking a test ride on this beast. What is it? It's a BMW something or other. Actually, no, it's Ash's 2014 BMW R1200GSA Adventure. Big thanks to Ash for letting me borrow it for the day or a couple of days. We're going to be putting this thing through its paces around my off-road loop, and then we'll be doing a bit of touring as well, possibly some two-up stuff. So yeah, there'll be a bit of everything for the big GSA. Now the usual story, this is not a technical sort of detailed review. This is more of a thoughts and test ride, see how it compares to other bikes I've ridden. I can't tell you much about this bike. It's got one of those. It's got some of those things. Looks like it's got one of them too. Yeah, essentially it's a big bike, guys. It's a it's a big 1200cc. I think it's an 1170 actually. Big boxer twin. Apparently makes 125 horsepower, which is not all that impressive, and it also makes the same number of torques, 125. Doesn't sound like a lot when you compare it to something like the KTM 1290, which I think is over 160 horsepower. But I gotta say, so far, I mean, this thing feels really quite powerful. Like, it's definitely not lacking when you twist that throttle, that's for sure. And my thoughts so far, I've only done about 30 kilometers of mixed blacktop sort of stuff, and this little bit of single track to get in here. But so far I think I've got to say that I actually quite like this thing a lot more than I thought I would anyway. I mean, look, it's daunting, man, getting back on a bike like this after riding a 690 for quite a long time now. But what it's designed for, it's really good at. I can see now why these things are such a popular touring bike, and it's probably not really fair for me to compare this one to other big bikes I've ridden, because as I said, it's been a long time since I've been on a big bike, and I'm probably going to be a little bit biased coming straight from a 690 for the last year or so to riding something like this, which is obviously chalk and cheese. But I've got to say, my impressions are that this thing is comfortable where the T7 never was. Don't get me wrong, I love the T7 and it was comfortable, but this just sort of feels like next level comfortable. Like, it's just, I don't know if it's the seating position or what, but yeah, it's just one of those bikes that you feel like you could jump on and just keep riding forever around Australia, around the world, whatever. And that's why people do it, obviously. I'm pretty sure I've managed to get it into enduro mode. I'm pretty sure I've managed to turn off the heated grips. I actually did run through a whole lot of stuff this morning, but it was early and there was a lot of information to take on, but I think I've got things sorted out. Apparently you can't really properly disable ABS, which is one thing that I do not like. Two other things I've noticed so far. One is it's very easy to speed on this bike. You'd be in a 60 zone thinking you're doing 60, look down and you're doing 80. So easy to speed, difficult to find neutral. I cannot get this thing to go into neutral with the engine running. If you turn the engine off, neutral is easy to find. But yeah, anyway, that's two things I've noticed so far. Yeah, other than that, the kickstand's like really far forward. I find most bikes have the kickstand back here. It's a little bit weird. Anyway, let's get on the bike and get around this loop if we can. Alright, first thing to do is get out of this single track here. Looks like she stayed in enduro mode for me. Probably a little bit too tall geared for single track, but then it's not a single track sort of bike. I think that means the ABS is off. Oh, maybe that's off now. That might be traction control. Okay. Test it out on the dirt anyway. But yeah, I tell you, it's kind of daunting getting back on a bike like this after riding the 690 Enduro for a long time. But, boy, it's not really that scary of a bike. Boy. Oh, it's got all the power. So yeah, as I mentioned, the seating position is really nice on this bike. Very comfy. Big old Beamer lounge. Standing up, it's a little bit hunched, but really not too bad. I'm not a big fan of this whole thing going on here. Too much windscreen for my liking, but it does cut down all of the wind. Whee. Whoa, holy shit, this thing pops wheelies. A little bit of traction there. That came up surprisingly easy. Who would have thunk it? The 1200 is a wheelie weapon. Oh my god. I'm trying to kill my drone. Still there. So what I'm taking away from this bike so far is if you like skids and wheelies, this could be the bike for you. Okay, so yeah, it doesn't save your ABS settings, it does save your mode settings, and you've got a long press will turn off traction control straight away, then you hold it down even longer, it turns off the ABS. Now this is the start of my little time trial loop. I'm not actually going to be racing today, I'm just going to see if I can get all the way around this loop without too much trouble. For those of you who haven't been watching my channel for too long, I have taken 3 other bikes around this loop, the 690, my T7 when I had it, and also a Tiger 1200 Explorer, Rally Explorer it was. The Tiger was obviously the most work to get it around. See how the Beamer stacks up. Sounds a bit like a tractor when you open her up. Yeah, I'm a little bit sketchy, like, you know, it doesn't take long to get back into big bike mode, I don't think, but you really gotta watch those gravelly corners. 690 pulls up on a dime, these things not so much. Oh, I think he might have a centre stand on here by the feel of that. There was something flopping around down there. But the suspension's handling those erosion mounds fairly well. I do have the suspension set onto hard. And again, this is not a motocross bike. It's a big freaking bike, man. Whoa! Yeah, that's centre stand. If that's what, yeah, it is the centre stand down there. I'm not a fan of the centre stand, but whatever. Oh, please let it be grippy. Oh no! Oh! Fuck! Holy shit! Key off. Where did that come from? Oh! Always got to be something. Oh. The fun of heavy bikes. Probably could have gone better, but I think it could have been worse too. Like, this is too steep to stop on. I would have been in all sorts of strife stopping there. It's just this damn fucking thing. This is why I rode this track just the other day. to make sure it was clear. You just never know what's going to fall down. Alright, the question is, can I even get going from here again? It may not look that slippery, but it is. Oh. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a lot drier out here by now. Practically had a week of sunshine, but it's just it's too much. I think for my own safety and the bike's safety, I think I'm going to give the old time trial loop a miss. Just stick to something a bit easier. At the end of the day, I think sometimes I overestimate what I'm capable of. Especially being out of practice on big bikes like this, and I just don't want to wreck the bike, don't want to wreck myself. So yeah, we'll do something else, guys, that's alright. We're still going to give it some good off-road testing. Just maybe stick to the drier stuff. Let me just show you what I mean about neutral. So I'm very gently clicking it up. Oh, I did it that time. Maybe it's better when it's warmed up a bit. But yeah, just like the T7, if you stall it in gear, or put the stand down while it's running and don't turn anything off, it'll keep your ABS and traction control settings, which is good. Even though it sounds like a tractor, it's a really fun motor, this. I can't believe it lifts the front so easy. But somehow it's getting enough traction. I mean, it's got the power, but in my experience, most of these heavy bikes just want to spin the back wheel rather than lift the front. Oh my god. More designed for skids and wheelies than hill climbs and single track, I think. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, there's going to be people that disagree with me, but I'm sure there's going to be plenty that agree. Basically, my opinion is sort of the more older I get, the more I just don't enjoy riding big bikes off-road. Like, no doubt they're fun, right? They're a ton of fun if you're good at it, if you're birchy. But, I mean, for most of us, they're just too much of a handful. You get yourself into a lot of trouble too quick. Not to say I wouldn't love to have one of these in my shed. I can tell you now, I would absolutely be stoked to have one of these, just for, you know, going out camping and touring on sane roads. Maybe not quite shit like this, but it's not too bad. I mean, most people aren't going to bring a 1200 GSA down stuff like this anyway, because they're smarter. Try and keep it somewhat clean. But yeah, guys, the bottom line is this bike, you know, so far it's been flawless. It hasn't had any stalling issues. The motor's smooth as. Yeah, like remember the Triumph Tiger 1200 had stalling issues, which was a real nightmare in the hard stuff. This thing's just smooth, linear. The suspension's handling this sort of stuff, no worries at all. Sand. going to look in the footage, but I feel like I'm going super slow, super cautiously. I think in reality, guys, too, like a lot of it is to do with getting used to a bike. Like if this was your bike, your own bike, and you rode it every week or whatever, you get much more used to it. So I've only got it for 1 or 2 days, so you know, I've kind of just got to jump in and do the best I can. And as I said, having only been on a 690 for the last year or so, definitely a big adjustment. So yeah, this could be tricky along here, guys. Some sketchy bits. Normally I just launch it off there on the 690. Not the 1200. Choice of lines here. Do not want to lose me drone in a puddle, please. Do not particularly want to get this bike super dirty. It's looking a little bit unavoidable. Whoa. Slick, man. Sorry, Ash. I'll give it a wash. You're going back in the bag, buddy. All I need now is to go face first into this shit. I'm just going to go through this, I think. Oh, fucking hell. Take the Beamer in the mud, he said. It'll be fun. Now this is where the big 1200 is at home. Well, all in all, I guess you'd call that a bit of a fail, but oh well, you get that. I've still had a ton of fun on this bike, I've got to say. I do like it still. It's just, it's too much for me in the rough stuff. It's freaking awesome everywhere else. Beautiful bike, beautiful bike. I think part 2 of this review will pretty much show where this bike properly shines. So hang around for that in the next episode, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks again, Ash, for letting me borrow the big girl. And we'll see you in part 2, hopefully. Oh, you better turn that traction control back on. Alright guys, subscribe. Catch you later.